name is Emily Vogelgesang. I work in adult services here at the Wando Mount Pleasant branch. And my Friday favorite is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So the book is set in the 60s and 70s, and it's about a band that basically skyrocketed to fame. And this is a fiction book, but it feels very much like a Led Zeppelin or Fleetwood Mac kind of band. So Daisy Jones and then the Six is a band of 6 people. It follows them sort of from their high school years up through when the band disbands, and the book starts out with sort of what happened to Daisy Jones and the Six. They fell apart at the height of their fame. But the part I really love about this book is the way that it's told, and so it's an interview style. So there's like 9 or 10 different perspectives you're getting from both the 7 band members and then a couple family members or friends, sort of cataloging who they were and where they came from. And so essentially it's their rise from playing in small LA venues to playing all the big venues across the United States, and all of the sex, drugs, and rock and roll that came with the 60s and 70s is in there, which is cool. It has really great sense of place, and so if you like that place building and that time period building, it's very reflective of that. So whether you lived through that period or you just like to look back on that period, it very much feels like the 60s and 70s. And I actually first listened to this book as an audiobook, and it's the audiobook that helped me get into fiction audiobooks. Before, I was only listening to memoirs that were read by the author. But the audiobook is like a multicast reading, and so every character has a voice actor that reads it, and so it actually listens more like a podcast, like one of those deep dive journalist podcasts that are really popular right now. And so it helped me sort of get into that realm of audiobook. And so I think either if you already love fiction audiobooks, you'll really enjoy this one, or if you're looking to get into audiobooks. And it has a couple really strong female characters, including a female that plays an instrument, which we don't always see. It's usually like the female lead singer. And so I think if you're jonesing for a strong female character, that you would enjoy this book. So I think the biggest takeaway for me is that there were a couple band members who this was a really specific time period of their life, and then they moved on from it, and they let go of it, but looked back on it with a lot of fondness, but also like, whew, what a time in my life kind of thing. And it made me think about how you have time in your life where it's like, oh, what is this? Or like, why am I in this period of life? But then, you know, retrospectively, it's like, oh, this taught me X or Y, or really drove me to realize this isn't what I want. And so I thought those characters, they resonated with me. I think of just how you have time periods in your life where it's great and fun, or horrible and awful, but that you're going to move on from it and then be able to look back on it and hopefully have learned something and hopefully have come out, you know, relatively unscathed.